We have major Miami Heat updates after an insider revealed the truth behind the Tyler Herro contract situation going on in Miami. I'm here to break down brand new major quotes from Zach Lowe, as well as what the season should look like for star player Tyler Herro, now entering the season a bit late due to a brand new foot injury. We'll break down the injury updates as well as the expectations for this season and really what the contract conversation is going to be like for the next 8 to 12 months between Tyler Herro and this Miami Heat organization. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Heat Digest. But first, please do remember, if you're a part of the near 90% watching this video not currently subscribed to the channel, scroll down, click that subscribe button. We do appreciate all the love and support. So thank you guys tremendously for everything. But now let's get to it and break down the Tyler Herro extension conversation, part 1. Now, the reason I threw part 1 in there is very simple. This is going to be an ongoing conversation for a very long time, until it actually happens. Now, before we get into the quotes from Zach Lowe, let's first break down what is going on. Well, Tyler Herro is in the second to final year of his NBA contract. Now, Tyler Herro has been very, very good up to this point in his career and is coming off the best season yet of his young career. Yes, going into his age 26 season, he's being paid a very nice penny at $31 million for just this up-and-coming season, followed up by a $33 million year in the final year of his contract next season before becoming an unrestricted free agent. So the window for the extension is about to open for Tyler Herro. What should Miami do? Are they going to jump at the bit and immediately extend Tyler Herro? Are they going to wait and watch how this season goes along after he returns from an injury that's going to sideline him for roughly 8 weeks? There are a lot of moving parts here, but I feel like Miami as an organization, with the people and assets they have surrounding them in this specific scenario, Tyler Herro, I feel like they are in no rush and in no way inclined to get something done immediately, especially because of the new injury that Tyler Herro is now rehabbing from. So let's start with this article written and published by Zach Lowe. If you would like to read the entirety of this article or watch the entirety of this YouTube video, or again on Spotify, the link is there as well. I will tag this tweet down below in the description. He talks about a lot, including he speaks with Dan Hurley, a great college basketball coach. But before he gets to Dan Hurley, in the first 15 minutes of this video, Tyler Herro and this Miami Heat organization are the topic of conversation. And Zach Lowe goes on to make a lot of very, very good points. Now he goes on to say, quote, "If I were the Heat, I'd just do nothing. He can get up to 30% of the max. I'm not going anywhere near that. Although he's a good player, alternatively, what is Herro's trade value? Who would give you real stuff just for Tyler Herro? I don't think his trade value is as high, in part because whoever trades for him knows the same thing that Miami knows. We're going to have to pay this guy." Zach Lowe referencing the fact that once again Tyler Herro's contract is coming to a conclusion, not after this season, but after the season prior. So 2030, what is that? 2030, 2027, 2028. Tyler Herro will then become an unrestricted free agent. So whoever has him on the books for next season is either going to have to pay him or allow him to walk after a 1-year rental. Again, that is totally hypothetical under the sense that Miami trades Tyler Herro. Do I believe that is going to happen? No. Could it happen if a team is extremely eager and jumps just at the bait and offers way too much for someone in Tyler Herro, who is now returning from injury? Yes, is relatively young still, with a lot of very good reps behind him, and it looks like a lot more very high-end reps coming ahead of him. It's a very difficult crossroads for all parties considered. Now, based off information that we found out months ago about Tyler Herro from Greg Slyland, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, he goes on to give us the idea that he, quote, expects he will want $41 to $42 million per year at least. And again, that is speaking about Tyler Herro, and he went on to compare him to someone like Mikal Bridges, who had not been an all-star in the time that he wrote this article, and he just got 4 years for $150 million. Now, if we break this down by the guard position, I have it here from Sports Rack, and when you look at the actual number, and I'll change the camera angle here so you can actually see all the way down to the bottom of this graphic, the first name off the list, it kind of sounds like we're doing the college basketball bracket in March, but the first name outside of the screenshot, the next lowest available, or the next lowest contract was Kyrie Irving at $39 million. Just something to keep in perspective. I know Kyrie is older than Tyler Herro. I know he is also coming off a substantial injury, but the idea is the same. Just where would you see Tyler Herro in matching up compared to these other names on the list? Obviously, SGA leading the way in the sense of in the guard department specifically, as well as over across the league as a whole, being paid a very handsome penny. But if you were thinking Tyler Herro, 40, 41, 42, maybe even $43 million a season, look at the class of, or the pool of players that would put him with. Players like LaMelo Ball, Paul George, as well as others like Zach LaVine, Tyrese Halliburton. I apologize, the font is extremely small on my screen. That's why I have to lean in. But the idea is the same. These are big name players that are substantial pieces to their organizations that have been to deep playoff runs. Tyrese Halliburton making the NBA championship last year, quickly exited with that injury, unfortunately, but he's going to come back and be even better, it seems like, because of the brand of basketball he plays. But the overall point of me bringing this up is the fact that Tyler Herro, yes, despite having the career up to this point, seems like he doesn't maintain a trade value across the board like some of those other names. I understand Zach LaVine has been a pain in the ass for the Charlotte Hornets, the Chicago Bulls to trade before he was evidently moved to where he is now in Sacramento. But the idea of trying to move him was very difficult for a long time before. They were just forced in a position where they absolutely had to move him, as well as a few other names that, yes, are good. They're not necessarily great names, but Tyler Herro would be relatively competitive in that group of players. And I think 40 would be appropriate based off that lower half, but 43, 44, 45 million seems a bit steep for someone in Tyler Herro who is yet to push this team to a championship level aspiration. If you look at last year, 23, basically 24 points per game, 5.5 rebounds and 5 assists, lower on the turnovers, higher on the ball percentage in the sense of usage rate for Tyler Herro and the overall just command of the basketball that he had in the half court for this Miami Heat organization. I think with that, if we see something even relatively close of that production from Tyler Herro in this up-and-coming season, you could make the argument things are going to go up in the sense of dollar amounts towards Tyler Herro. And maybe if Miami falls short and things with Bam Adebayo and Khalil Ware and these other great pieces they have in Miami do not work out, either this year or in the following year, could Miami look to trade Tyler Herro and really flip him for a lot of younger goods and possibly draft compensation as a team that's looking to win an NBA championship? Could go out there and try to acquire someone like Herro to be the number 2 or 3 guy on a legitimate team that is in a great position to win a championship. Things happen rapidly in this league, and it wouldn't be the craziest thing for this to actually happen. Am I assuming or saying it could happen this season? I would vote 99% of the time, absolutely not. In the following year, when it is that last year of his contract and Herro wasn't as great as everyone expected this season because of the injury he's returning from, maybe Miami tries to sell high at the last moment that they possibly can and try to go out there and acquire some big asset in return for someone in Tyler Herro, who, again, is relatively younger compared to some of these big names across the league. Last few things we're going to address. Tyler Herro's surgery went very, very well, and it seems like he's going to be back in 8 weeks. For perspective of when that actually will be, seems like November 14th against the New York Knicks at home will be the game where he will be expected to return for this Heat team. Whether or not it actually breaks down to that, again, we have to wait and see. It's a long road ahead, a full 8 to 9 weeks before Herro is back on the basketball court after an important surgery that he had to have after this offseason. The foot injury, the foot pain, discomfort never went away despite the cortisone shots and other forms of supplements he tried to use to relieve pain. It did not work, so he had to have that surgery. Reports are that it went well, and again, 8 weeks for a timetable until his return. I can't wait to see how all this plays out. Let me know down below what you would do if you were Miami. Would you pay Tyler Herro now, or would you wait and allow to see if he can build some form of trade value and look to move him before you have to pay him, or would you pay him? Let me know down below. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Heat Digest.